You know, another thing we have in common is that we're both sober. Did you know that?
Oh, I did not know that. Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome,
we're both sober. And
awesome.
I wondered if you ever thought about the connection between sobriety and freedom. Like, do you feel like there's any
Hmm.
relationship?
I totally think there is one. I mean, even if you take it almost in a sort of literal sense, I think that you know, if when alcohol has a hold on had a hold on someone like it did on me, if
Hmm.
alcohol has a hold on someone like it was, I literally was almost like enslaved to the alcohol. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
like in that sense, like it was controlling my life. In that sense. But then also just like the mental clarity I got when I wasn't drunk, you know, half the week. I was either at work
Right.
or drinking or hungover. That was all there was with them was working, drinking, hungover. There was really, so that's not the best environment to grow as
Yeah.
as as a human being. So just like I know a lot of the some of the strides I started taking and changing my life, I was still drinking, but I noticed that like I kept getting pushed back because I would get drunk and do something stupid, and so I know that a lot of the strides I've been blessed to be able to take in recent years would not have happened if I was still drinking. So I know there's and I think too just that, and I'm sure you can attest to this, just that boost of self esteem you get from sobriety. And I think the harder you struggled in worse situations you went through drinking, and the harder it was to get sober, just that boost of self esteem and being able to be like I overcame that.
Hmm.
I think helps you when you do run up against obstacles when you're, trying to get freer and taking your life back like that. You got that to fall back on. You like, if I can stop doing that, this ain't stopping me. Like this is
Hmm.
nothing. So I definitely think there's a correlation, and I think in a lot of people's lives that might be, you know, and you don't always see these steps. That's why I'm big on like whatever's in front of you at the moment that you're identifying. Oh, I need to cut that out. Work on that. And as lowly humans, we can't always see the steps, but the universe sees the steps. And a lot of times you're like, oh,
Right.
I'm trying to do this, and like I can't get to that. But the universe is like, I've been telling you for the past year to stop doing this. And that for me, that was a big thing. Was like, I'm like, man, I'm trying to. And the universe, like, I've been telling you to stop drinking, Tim, for 10 years.
Right.
And
Right.
so when I finally was able to overcome that, it's just weird. Like so many different doors. I'm like, oh, this is okay. So yeah, I'd say like I said, I'm a firm believer. We all know things we want to work on, need to work on, even if they seem small sometimes. I think if we embrace those and fix those or grow in those areas, I think then it leads to something else, and then that leads to something else. And so, yeah, I definitely think getting sober has been super instrumental in me being able to live the life I live now.
Hmm. Yeah.
Would you say the same thing?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I had no idea when I stopped drinking that it was just going to be like the first step in this journey. Let me tell you, there was a whole lot of other behaviors I needed to change. That was just the first one I attempted. But like you were saying, like doing that gave me confidence to do the next thing, and then the next thing, and then the next thing, and like I don't know. I just feel like the clearer my mind can be, the easier it is for me to hear guidance from the universe, right? So I probably initially got sober so I could be like a better mom, you know? I had three boys and then I raised a whole bunch of other kids. So I think initially I got sober so I could be a better mom. But over time, the reason I stay sober is so that I can have a clear connection with my higher power, so I can hear the whispers instead of having to struggle through life.
Yes, yes, I totally get that. Like, yeah, and I'm I believe the answers are there, and I think
they're there.
It's just weird that like I feel like so many people have and once again this goes back to the program. Whenever I'm saying like so many people and most people, that is not me negatively saying that about people. That's not me talking trash about people or judging people. I think it's the program. So I think we're just brought up in a society where a lot of people think the world sucks. They think life sucks. They think the universe is a negative place, and it's like, I personally feel, most of the people I associate with now feel like the universe is a positive place, and it's there to help you. Like I don't think we were put on this planet, and for something up there to sit around and be like suffer, suffer, suffer. Like I just don't. I just don't think that's the goal.
No, so if there is a being like that, I don't want to talk to them.
Exactly. No contact. So I think the universe wants to help you. And like you said, I think it sends out messages. And when you're like I was, drunk all the time or laying in bed so hungover I couldn't, even get up to rehydrate myself. You can't hear that stuff. You're just either your mind is muddled from the alcohol, or you're just so miserable and you're so down because of the guilt and all the crazy stuff I did the night before. You just don't have time to listen. You're just wrapped up in your own world of misery. But once you can get some of that out of your life, and I think this goes for other things we have in our lives that maybe we need to, it could be a relationship. It could be sometimes it's work. For some people, it's work. All this stuff comes together. Like if you're at the wrong job and they're working you like a dog, 70 hours a week and typically not paying you, what you're worth for it. And you're always having to, you're going to be always thinking about work or thinking about how much you hate work. Once again, you don't have time to listen, So I think when we do get things out of our life that shouldn't be there, it opens you up to start embracing more change and more growth.
Yeah,